good morning, America, California, all the states, up to Hawaii, and all over the world. Vinney Chopra here, and BeauEckstein, my brother, right here with Vinney and Beau Show. We come live to you at the new time starting 2023. It's going to be 9 a.m. Friday, every Friday. Again, thank you for joining, and we want to thank our guests today also.
And then eventually, Mike doesn't know much about Vinney probably, but Vinney's a big apartment guy. So Vinney will probably talk you into becoming a multifamily syndicator and raising hundreds of $1 million and buying apartment complexes. But welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show, brother.
Well, hello, America. Vinney and Beau are back, and I hope you're ready for some great content, great materials. We've been kind of gone a little bit because of travel, Beau, to Morocco and everything, but Vinney's back, and brother, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. I missed you, man. It's been a couple weeks.
I thought I could do it with a 7-hour time difference, but just couldn't make it happen. But I'm so glad, we are back on track and so forth, and let's give the very best today. By the way, we do this show every Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon, over there on the eastern side. And this show is for you to take your business to the next level. Vinney and Beau Show, we talk about real estate, about loans, about mortgages, about economy. I mean, how to really look in the new market 2023, 24, where the opportunities are and all those things like that. So please subscribe to us, comment, like us, and we also make it into a podcast also, after this. Go ahead, bro. What's happening, brother?
So yeah, I've been implementing and doing a lot in the business. I want to give everybody a good tip today. I heard it on a podcast, and then I took my notes and I put it in ChatGPT, but it's basically the 55 by 5 rule. Okay. And so the 55 by 5 rule is this. What I want you to do is get a green highlighter, a red highlighter, and a yellow highlighter. Okay. Mm-hmm. You're going to work for 55 minutes. At the end of 55 minutes, for 5 minutes, you're going to write what you did out, okay, for that 55 minutes. And then you're going to highlight, was it a red? If it's red, you're going to highlight it means whatever you were doing did not make you money. Yellow, activities that lead to money. And if it's green, if you highlighted green, that means it's a money-making activity. So at the end of the day, essentially, you can see how much time you're spending in the green in your money-making activity, right? And so like when I started doing this, I realized that I was spending just a very little bit of time in the green zone. And that's where you make all your money. So guys, the 55 by 5 rule, I even had ChatGPT create a tracking sheet for me. It's a really good way to live your life, Vinney. Don't you agree? Like most of us get into these routines where we think we're working, but we're not doing the high paid activities.
Yes.
So I really urge you guys to look into the 55 by 5 rule and implement it in your business. Because if I'm only spending 10% of my day in the green zone, that's bad, right? We want to get that up to where we're spending 90 to 95% of our time in the green zone. All the other stuff needs to be delegated. And then, so then I just realized, well, if I'm doing that, I came up through some other people, what I call the multiplier effect. And the multiplier effect basically is to do activities today that will multiply your efforts at the end. So creating systems and processes. So that's really what I'm focused on for the next quarter of businesses is honing in the business and the systems. I think that's the most important thing anybody can do.
I love it, brother. What you're saying, Beau, is the key to success, to achieving so much. The mindset is such a special thing. If you're able to delegate, prioritize, I think prioritize is the word first, then delegate, because how many of us we say A, B, C, D, E. Give all these different things we want to do, and we spend our time in the D, E's, and F's, and forget about A and B, which bring the money. My show yesterday, we talked about Pareto principle, 80-20. 80-20 is so important principle, which is what you're teaching right now. But and just to kind of give an idea, the big thing is what we are talking about with our topic, with the 80-20 rule, if I may kind of interject. It's always, what are the main reasons for what Beau is just talking about is it allows you to identify the highest value customers and products that generate the most revenue for your business. And
Yes.
what's the best payoff is the time with your customers, with your investors, with brokers, with bankers, with attorneys, not just going over social media and just going all over these things. It enables you to allocate market spend more effectively by targeting the most profitable demographics. It helps you to prioritize your sales efforts by focusing on the most profitable customers and products. See, that's what it is all about you know
Yeah. Yeah. It's so true. And if you look at most salespeople or whatever profession you're in, like honestly, like just do this 55 by 5 rule and
yeah.
just write it out. And you're going to see you waste like 90% of your day, most people.
Yes.
Like, and like, I'm like, okay, well, if I'm only putting 10% into the green activities, that's why my income's not drastically going up. But if I spent 90%, and the thing is a lot of us trick ourselves and we say, oh, I'm so busy. I'm so busy. We're doing the stuff in the red zone, which is basically not money making activity. That's clerical stuff. That's, organizing files. That's not going to get you to where you want to go. And so I'm always like, the good thing is like, I heard it on a podcast and I'm like, this is great. I use ChatGPT. I create a whole system now to just like follow this,
Hmm.
right? And like, if I'm not spending 80 or 90% in the green, then something's wrong. Well, actually, I do a lot of yellow, which
Yellow.
is leads to money.
Yep.
So
Yep.
leads to money for me is like I put out content on YouTube for all different financing, and people then book calls, and I make money that way. So that's a yellow activity, though, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So I got to spend all my time in the yellow. So maybe 40% yellow, 60% green, because I can't just go green right away. You gotta have a progression. But if you're able to do that, it's exactly like the 80-20 thing. And if you follow these principles, I think it's going to get people where they want to go. I know it's helping me a lot. And then just the multiplier effect is another concept where I'm doing the work now, meaning like if somebody's coming to me for an SBA loan and I'm doing similar things all the time, how do you streamline that process? So it might take me an hour to streamline the process, but now I have a process. I talk to a client or a customer and they say, hey, I want an SBA loan. Boom, copy, paste, forms in a Google Drive. Hey, I'm done. Until they send it back to me, all I have to do is maybe follow up with them. I'm done. The deal comes back. I have everything I need. I place the deal with bank XYZ. I have a few conversations. I massage the deal. And then, so it's all systems and processes. When we could break down, yeah.
It's amazing, brother. I mean, I just would love everybody to look at over here in your yellow pad of your Android or on your iPhone. In the yellow pad, I've got all the links to the Google Drives, what you just said, the images and everything. Copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. It's so interesting by doing the abbreviated texting also, right? Bo, we talked about in one of our shows. I just say God, God. It writes the whole message to my customer. If I say my business card BZ, it just gives them the whole business card right there.
So there's
So
shortcuts in your iPhone where you can
yes.
put the text in. Like if I was, let's just say it was an application for somebody who was buying a multifamily, I could have a set message that I just put in multifamily or MF, and it sends them the message, right? And those are quick shortcuts that you can use, and it's easy
Yes.
to do on your iPhone. So all these things are multiplier effects, what you're doing daily, right? Like that's how you can be in more places at once. At the end of the day, there's only so much time in a day. And the key is how can you do these multiplier effects to basically clone yourself thousands of times or hundreds of times. So then everything's systemized. It becomes easy. It's
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
You know, to be disciplined makes your life easier, which sounds funny, doesn't it? But it's actually true. Your life is more enjoyable when you become more disciplined. You have less to think about. You have, I don't know, just things become easier if you're more disciplined, which is crazy to think that that's a true fact. But most successful people say the same thing. Discipline is the key. If
It
you have your
is.
discipline, your morning routine, you know,
Yes.
your workout,
Yeah.
whatever your routine is, then you start your day with these things. But being more focused on the 55-5 rule, and I'm focused now on green activities, instead of me spending an hour and 20 minutes a day on green activities, I'm spending 5 or 6 hours. That's going to make 5 or 6 more X in income. And then you tap in the multiplier effect. That's another 5 to 10X. So you can really 10X your income, right? It's
I,
possible.
I totally believe what you're saying. 100%, brother. Is it possible? Can I share the screen at all? Entire screen, it says. And let's see, are you able to see it? Because I just did a big presentation, brother, and wanted to see if I could bring value to our, audience also. Is it? Are you able
Yeah.
to see me or no?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, you are. You are. Thank you. Thank you. I'm not going to give a big rendition, but I want to go over here a little bit. This is the presentation I just did on a summit. You know, how I got started and all that. But I want to go to this one. You know, how big is your why? You know, who are you dedicating your life to? Why are you so passionate or not so passionate about work or life, relationships, whatever it is? Are you clear, totally clear on your goals? And do you use the universal laws to your benefits? That's what you're teaching. Bo, you're teaching the laws of abundance. You're teaching the law of priority, the law of delegation, the law of, controlling your time, controlling your life. And that's what it is. I mean, what I've done in small private equity firm, $7 to $1 billion now, on my road to 2 billion, which I presented today, this morning. My inspiration is Chopra family, making memories, giving to charities and things. So are you really geared towards that? Positivity is so important, right, bro?
Oh,
Bro, you
yeah.
want to take anything? Say something about that. I mean, I think what I'm attracting in my life, people like Beau, thanks to my, good luck. I came to know him 6 years back, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
6 years back. And what a change you have made in my life. I want to give you credit. And the key thing is, we just need, okay, let's just go here. I just wanted to go to oh my gosh, sorry about that. I just showed this in the presentation this morning, all that. But what I want to talk about, holy cow, was this one right there. So take me into that, Beau, if you will, brother.
Yes. So abundance mindset, right? I always say, God, I look at Vinny and I go, there's this whole thing he has that I was lacking. And most of us have these limiting beliefs. And the first thing somebody says, well, I could never do that. I could never do that. And we start setting goals that are very small,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
like the reality of it is, and I've seen people, you know, I've seen people like I met with a year ago, or no, 3 years ago, become a monster. In 3 years' time, they went from 1 million in revenue to 40 million in revenue annually.
Wow.
And it's like, well, how do these people do it? Right? How do people do it? And people do it, right? And so it
Yeah.
all starts with mindset and believing in yourself enough that you can do anything you want, and then also not setting your expectations too low.
Yeah.
Like everybody that I know that's done very well said the thing they would have thought about earlier was thinking bigger, right? Like That's what we all need to do, is think bigger. And once you adopt that mindset, I think it's going to really pay dividends, right? So I think today we didn't know I was going to go there, but we're talking about the 55 by 5 rule. We're
Yes.
talking about the multiplier effect. We're talking about abundance mindset. But these are all the things that if you just follow, it's going to greatly grow. Go ahead, Vinny, take it over.
No, I was going to say, brother, abundance mindset, all these law of attraction, law of manifestation, law of what you believe, what you achieve, all those things have to be in right place. Then you are able to control your time and your life. And that's what you're teaching today, with these markers, because where you need to spend time is so important. Because if we keep the right mind thinking and vision, it brings confidence, it brings happiness, it brings enthusiasm, it brings motivation, belief, inspiration. Other people will get caught on what you're trying to sell or share with them, and move them to the next level. Your customers, your people that are giving you business, or who you are solving problem for. The biggest thing is, don't sweat the small stuff. That's where many times we are able to really put our life on a hold, when we worry about small things which are immaterial in our life. Oh my gosh, this is the other one, brother, right? We talked about in the hourglass. This is the future, this is the past. What's happening over here is so important, which is the actual now. And I'll just kind of go out of here. Let's see, how can I get out? Oh yeah, stop sharing. Okay, we are back. So you and I talked about it, right? We have talked about before also. I bought this, I think. Beau also has it. Everybody's got X amount of time in our life, and this is the future. This is today, let's say next half an hour, whatever it is. And this is the past. What we are doing, what Beau is teaching today, is this is what is important. The now, the 30 seconds, the 60 seconds, or 5 minutes, or 30 minutes. It's so important. And we need to concentrate in the green zone for
Yeah.
this present right here, brother. Take it away.
Yeah, no, and I was thinking about some limiting beliefs and mindset things I've had in the past, right? Like, if I was to do a loan for $200,000 and I made 1%, that's $2,000. Well, why would I want to focus my efforts there when I could focus on $200 million loans or
Yes.
$20 million loans, right? Like
Yes.
I
Yes.
have one that's closing, that's 3.5 million. I'm like, that's great, $35,000 fee.
Yeah.
But why am I not closing $35 million transactions and getting
Yes.
$350,000 fees, right? It's all up here. It's
Yeah.
where you're focusing your efforts. So my green zone, I think really what it is a leveraged green zone, right? Like,
Yeah.
the green zone also needs to be leveraged. When you leverage green zone, and let's talk about leverage activities. Leverage activities would be syndicating, right? You're
Yeah.
you're using other people's money to buy a bigger property that you couldn't buy yourself, right? And
Mhm.
you're making more money than going out and buying one property yourself, because now you're buying instead of buying a $3 million asset, you're buying a $62 million asset,
Sure.
right? And
Sure.
so you're making 10x what you would have, even though you own a smaller percentage in this larger asset. You're leveraging, as a syndicator, you're leveraging other people's money, you're leveraging bigger assets. So what in our life, I think this is another principle that we should put in the book that we're going to write about principles,
Yes.
because
Yes.
this is actually true. We could put these all in, like this is the framework that we all need to study and utilize, because this is the framework that we know works.
Yeah.
It all works. Thinking bigger, abundance mindset, leveraging your time, 80-20 rule, green zone, multiplier effect. These are the things that will actually move you to where you want to get, right? Like, if you keep on doing the same stuff, if your income every year is right around the same, and you're in some kind of sales role,
Yeah.
means you're doing something wrong. Now, economy has a little bit to do with it. Sometimes it's better than others. But all in all, if your income is not rising, more than 2 or 3%, if you're not making 20 and 30% increases in your revenues every year, you're doing something wrong. And you got to figure out
So true, brother.
yeah.
Bo, I mean, the definition of insanity is keep on doing the same things over and over and over and over and over and over and over again and expect different results.
Yeah. And
Wow.
yeah.
Can you get different results if we are in the same rut and doing the same things and not challenging and not bringing us into a peer group of better than where we are right now, who can stimulate our mind and thinking? We are the sum total of five people. We say that always: thinking wise, money wise, net worth wise. So who are your friends? How many of you need to drop your friend circle and move to the next level and join some mastermind and get you stimulated, get you motivated, get you excited? Because this life is so short. You got to take charge.
Yeah, it's very true. I was listening to a friend of mine, and he's the top 10. He has a top 10 real estate sales team in California for residential sales.
Wow.
And it's just the level that you have to go. He's been for the last 20 years, he's stacking bricks, creating systems, replicating himself with his other salespeople, teaching them the systems, right? And then that's how he's gotten to this level. He's 41 years old, multi-millionaire, owns lots of assets, right? Like, so what are these people doing, right? And like, I got to listen to him for 50 minutes to talk about what he was doing, right? I get to listen to Vinney. What are they doing? But the difference is that for a long time, and I'll admit this about myself, I was stuck in this content mode where I was a little frustrated, but hey, I'm doing well, I'm doing well. But now at 45 years old, you go, no. Like, you're not growing the way you should. And the reason you're not growing is because you're spending too much time in the wrong color zone.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's when it's just like, it really dawned on me, like, okay, like you need to have a way of tracking what you're doing. Like, like a lot of us sit at our desk and we think we're working. We're not. We need to be, whatever's the highest and best use of your time, you need to be doing that. Everything else should be delegated. Answering emails is something that you shouldn't be doing, right? During your green zone. Right. Yep. That's something maybe your assistant could be doing, but you're answering them on their time, not, you need to focus on your time when those activities are the most important. And I think that's a big takeaway I have. I go, okay, well, why aren't I getting the results that I want, right? And then I started opening my mind. I got a coach. I invested with a coach, right?
Yeah.
Like most successful people, they read, they have coaches, right? Like Michael Jordan's basketball had a coach, his whole career. There's reasons for that because we all need that. Yeah. And like a lot of us try to like reinvent the wheel. Why reinvent the wheel? If you can become ultra wealthy by following other people that have done it, why don't you just follow the system? People overcomplicate things too, I think, is a big problem.
So true, brother. I'm telling you. I mean, the key thing is, if we are not able to motivate ourselves, we need somebody from outside to motivate us. I mean, that is the real deal. Not everybody in the world gets motivated by themselves. You got to be stimulated. I'm so proud of you, Beau, because I've seen you just take quantum leaps, brother. Quantum leaps, and you've seen your business grow, you've seen your income grow, you've seen your everything. It's just amazing what is happening in your life. And I'm so proud of you. The last comment I'll say, and we can kind of wrap up, or if you want to go a little longer, is that this is it. We got to be totally focused where we are spending time. That's what Beau is teaching today. The green markers, the orange markers, and the red markers. Please implement that. And you could color it. You could, on the digital calendar, you could do that. Or you could print it out. I remember I remember when the oh my God, Daytimer days and Stephen Covey books. Remember, brother? When we were doing by handwriting, we could do the markers. Now you could mark it on your digital calendar right there. Every every laptop, everything has got all these, markers. So let's say if we can get better at concentrating, spending time in the right activities that bring results. 80-20 rule, 70-30 rule. Keep that in mind. Am I being productive? Second thing I wanted to mention was, brother, what you said about prioritizing and delegating. When people say, I don't have money for an assistant, that's the time you need to have an assistant. I'm
Yeah.
telling you. I mean, if you're making $500 an hour or $250 an hour or $100 an hour, can you afford somebody at $10 an hour? Yes, you can. And that's the beauty of it. You got to invest that money to have people free you up for time, which is money. Time is money for you, for every CEO. I'm so proud of, something happened, Beau. Like I mentioned, we went to Morocco and we missed this whole show for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I did not open my cell phone for 21 days, my laptop for 21 days. What? My wife couldn't believe it. She says, Vinod, this is the first time ever that you have not opened your laptop. That was
Yeah.
very gratifying for me, because by delegating, by getting right partners in place, by having right people in place in all my businesses, I was able to get away and not be worried about it. So we need to speed up. We can speed up by slowing down. We got to slow down to speed up. We got to slow down to see where we are spending time, where we are multiplying ourselves. What are we doing with the people around us? Are we utilizing them to the best of their, job descriptions and their abilities, or are we a hindrance in their effective work? See,
It-
we hire the right people to do their job right. So why not we give them the accountability along with it, right?
I love it. You know what I was just thinking of? When you go on a vacation, the day before the vacation, isn't it funny how you can get like a million things done?
Yeah.
Imagine if you could work like that all the time. And you
Oh.
can. It's all here.
Yeah.
And so that's what the green zone is all about, is to work in that high leverage state of I call it the high leverage state of flow. Let me write that down.
I love it, brother.
High leverage state of flow. High leverage
Yes. I
state.
love that. I love that. I hope everybody listening to us and watching us, it's going to be also podcast and YouTube all over the place. Please join us every Friday, 9 a.m. We'll be back next week. We love to have you share this episode. It goes live. It's going live right now at 14 social channels in YouTube, in Twitter, in Instagram, in Facebook, all over the place. So please share this excitement with us and join us next week at 9 a.m. Vinney and Beau show, here to your success. Thank you for contributions, brother. Thank you, and God bless you. See you next week.
Happy to be on your show finally.
I'm a long-time fan, and I watch all your guys' content.
Awesome. We're very, very, very invested in our community.
It's wonderful to be here.
This is Vinney Chopra and also my good buddy, BeauEckstein. And we are so happy.
It's amazing what's going to happen. So, we amped up to do the show, and we got a lot of hype about the guest today, so I'm excited.
Oh, I know.
So excited to come live to you all. Live 9:30 every Friday. How to your business to the next level.